Hello, it is Reviews Day Tuesday, and today I thought I would do some film reviews. I watched 3 films in the last week, and they're very different films as well, so I figured we'd get a little bit of variety into our Reviews Day Tuesday. The first film I'm going to talk about is Fight Club, which was released in around 1999. I'd heard a lot of things about it before, that it was unique and violent and shocking, and that some people love it and some people hate it. All of which are excellent words, but don't really give you much idea of what the film is actually going to be like. So yes, this film was very unique, and violent, and shocking. You're very welcome. The cinematography was excellent, the pacing was great, it was quite a long film, but it didn't feel so long. The central performances were fantastic, Edward Norton and Brad Pitt. Brad Pitt, he was really great in this film as Tyler Durden. Oh, I should probably say something about the plot. We know I'm very good at plots, so this guy, played by Edward Norton, meets Tyler Durden on an airplane, and then his flat blows up and he doesn't have anywhere to stay, so he calls Tyler Durden, this guy he's just met, and then sort of moves in with him, and then they set up a fight club where men can go and fight. And then the story kind of progresses from there. It's the relationship between the Edward Norton character and the Tyler Durden character, and how the Fight Club moves on from its initial beginnings. It is a film which has a lot to say, but sometimes doesn't go quite far enough in saying it. The plot often goes off in unexpected directions, which I love. There are a few surprises along the way. It won't be for everyone, but I will personally give it a 4.4 out of 5. It was for me. So, now for something completely different, My Week with Marilyn. A period drama set around the filming of The Prince and the Showgirl. The 3 main characters are Marilyn Monroe, played by Michelle Williams, who is outstanding, and then Laurence Olivier, played by Kenneth Branagh, who is good, but has been better in many things. And then we have Colin Clark, played by Eddie Redmayne, who is sort of working on the set as the 3rd assistant director, and the story of the film is mainly the story of Colin Clark and Marilyn Monroe's relationship. My Week of Marilyn, and it's based on the real Colin Clark's memoirs. It also has a great supporting cast, including Dominic Cooper, Judi Dench, who I loved in this film. Emma Watson had a very small role. I kind of wish she was more present. She was playing Eddie Redmayne's love interest. Oh, and Doug Ray Scott, as well as Arthur Miller, who was Marilyn Monroe's new husband at that time. This film's not a bad film, it's entertaining. The script wasn't my favourite thing about it, shall we say. I think the actors saved it a lot from becoming really, really clunky. I probably won't watch it again, but it was a good thing to watch once. You know, it was enjoyable, it had some funny moments, it had good performances. I'll give it a 3.7. It was above average. I liked it, but I have no stronger feelings about it than that. And finally, the last film, which I watched yesterday, was Winter's Bone, which was the big break of Jennifer Lawrence. It's about a 17-year-old girl who looks after her younger brother and sister, and also her mother, who is very ill. And one day the police come to their little run-down house and say, "Your absent father needs to attend his trial date, or you will lose your house and everything that you have." And then the 17-year-old girl has to find out what happened to her father, to either get him to attend his trial date so that they can stay in the house, or to provide evidence that he is dead and therefore could not attend the trial date, and then they can keep the house. This involves her having to ask difficult questions to members of her community, many of whom she is related to in distant ways. And a lot of these people don't like being asked these questions. It's very, very bleak. It's a film which is great to watch, but it's not a film which is fun to watch. Don't watch it if you're feeling a bit fragile or overly emotional, because you'll be a wreck within 10 minutes. It had some great performances, especially from Jennifer Lawrence. I also loved the character of Teardrop, who is her uncle. I think he is one of my favourite characters to see in films for a long time. The only real issue I had with this film is that we met a lot of characters, and sometimes it wasn't clear for quite a while who they were or how they related to Ree, who was Jennifer Lawrence's character. Also, I found my understanding of the geography of the place where the film was set to be limited. I understand that it was mountainous. I understand that it was cut off from civilization. As to the distances that Ree was having to travel to visit these distant relations, I didn't know how distant the distant relations were. There was a place that she had to get a truck to be able to visit. How much further away was that place to all of the other places? I'm not really sure how that could be rectified with the film, though. It's not usual to be given a map with your cinema ticket or a map in the sleeve of your DVD case. But it was a wonderful film, and I think it's quite an important film. I'd definitely say that anybody should watch it. I'll give it a 4.7. Great, so those are my 3 films for this week. Do let me know what you think about them if you have seen them. Next week I shall be reviewing Jane Eyre. I am about to go and do some baking, which will hopefully be my video for Wednesday. Also, I'm thinking of maybe doing some Doctor Who videos in celebration of the new series, which starts on Saturday. So if you have any suggestions for Doctor Who related video ideas, then do let me know in the comments below. Well, have a good day. I apologise profusely for my poor plot descriptions, and I'll see you tomorrow.